hike down this way into my little entrance. Look at this, how pretty. That Texas Hill Country. If you've never been, you should come check it out. It's quite steep. Okay. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. As you can see, today we're gonna do things a little differently. I thought I would take you on a hike with me and answer some questions that y'all had. And then after I answer these questions, we're gonna go back to my house. We're gonna go in my pantry and we're gonna find something to eat. I'm gonna show you how I just spur of the moment make meals from my pantry, from my fridge, how I am able to be what I call a pantry chef. Okay, now if you don't know what I'm talking about as far as being a pantry chef, you need to check out my video from last week. I'm gonna go ahead and link it in the description box, and of course it'll be up above, but go check that out. You guys loved it so much, which I'm excited about because I was kind of wondering if you would at all, but y'all did, and many of you have asked me to just show you how I come up with meal ideas from my inventory in my pantry or my refrigerator. So after I answer these questions, like I said, we're gonna go back to my house and we're gonna make some lunch. Oh, check this out, how cool. Wait, how do I flip this around while I'm recording? Can you do that? Like a little, I don't know, waterfall, stream area. Well, right now it's nothing. It's just just rocks. If we would ever just get some decent rain. Oh, it's usually so pretty, but normally there's water all in here. There's like a little waterfall right here, and the water goes usually like all the way back there. But you know what? I'll take it. All right, so let's get to these questions. I have a couple pages of them. All right, the first question comes from Lynn J42. She says, always hungry on a whole foods plant-based diet despite large plates. Please help, or large meals. Yeah, this is something that can happen, especially when you know, if you switch right over from the standard American diet. Plant foods, whole plant foods in their natural state, are typically lower in calories. So you can eat quite a bit of food and still not be consuming a ton of calories. And that's why a lot of people have so much success, like with losing weight when they switch over to a whole foods plant-based diet. That's not to say that happens to everyone. You know, when I moved over to a whole foods plant-based diet, I didn't lose weight at all. I might have lost a little bit, but I was eating a lot of the more high calorie foods like nuts and seeds. I was eating too much avocado, and I was going over, you know, the amount of calories I probably should be having for a day. But to answer your question, I'm starting to get hot. I gotta take this jacket off. Hold on. I'm gonna sit down right here on this little trail marker. Yeah, so the way to kind of help with always feeling hungry on a whole foods plant-based diet is to make sure that you are eating a lot of starch and fiber with your meals. I know when I first moved over to this way of life, before I started eating high starch and like lower fat, I was so afraid of carbs because, you know, we're almost like brainwashed into thinking that carbs are bad, but not all carbs are bad. The carbs with pizza and cakes and cookies are bad, and honestly those are all mostly fat than carbs. But when, you know, you're talking about whole plant foods, carbs that come from that, like potatoes, beans, rice, lentils, quinoa, those things are great for you. That's what gives you energy. Our body craves carbs. It's its main source of fuel is carbohydrates, so we need to be eating that. So I was really afraid to eat carbs when I first moved over. A lot of my meals would consist of a lot of non-starchy veggies, and I was just starving all the time. So one thing to do is to make sure that you are including a lot of starches, like I said, with your meals. Again, rice, potatoes, lentils, sometimes the occasional whole wheat pastas or gluten-free pastas like brown rice, Pasta, lentil pasta is fine. I love Ezekiel breads. You just have to watch with pastas and breads. Those things are more calorically dense because they're processed. So maybe eat them sparingly. But yeah, make sure you're adding some bulk, some starches to your meals. They're so satisfying. And then as far as non-starchy veggies go, you know, lettuce is great and spinach and kale, but I love to eat tons of broccoli and cauliflower with my meals because I find that those are so full of fiber. Brussels sprouts, you know, those really help fill your stomach and satisfy you without giving you a ton of calories, and it helps, you know, it lasts throughout the day, so you'll find that you're not so starving. So I would definitely do that. Okay, let's walk a little more for this next question. I know there's like a area, if you saw one of my videos, I think like a couple weeks ago, there's this area up here with a chair. So that'll be a nice spot to sit in. Okay, next question comes from Palms and Potatoes. I like that. This says, how many grams of fat do you eat per day? I really don't track it. I kind of just know, you know, avocados are higher in fat. If I eat tahini, that's higher in fat. Nuts and seeds are higher in fat. So if I eat any of that, I make sure I'm not eating a ton. Usually, if I have an avocado, it'll be a half of one or 1/4 of an avocado. I usually put a tablespoon of flax seeds on my meals most of the time. When I first moved over to like a higher starch, lower fat diet, and by the way, I still do eat lower fat even though I'm kind of maintaining my weight just because of my gallbladder. Prior to losing 50 pounds and getting healthy, I had really bad gallbladder issues to the point where they wanted to take it out, and I refused. And I said, I'm gonna change my life. I'm moving over to, you know, a whole foods plant-based diet. I'm gonna fix it myself. I did this to myself. I'm gonna fix it myself if I can help it, and I have. So I do stick to a lower fat diet, but I do still eat healthy fats. We should be with every meal if we can help it, but we don't want to overdo it because fatty foods, even plant foods, tend to be more calorically dense. So you just want to kind of make sure you're not going overboard with it. To answer your question, I probably eat about 20 grams of fat a day, 20 to 25 grams of fat. I didn't cut out fat completely, and I don't recommend it. We need fat. I also do take an omega supplement to make sure, you know, I'm doing all the right things from my brain, and because I do eat a little bit of a lower fat diet. So I'm gonna do me, you know. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm not a doctor. This is just what I do, and just answering your questions. And yeah, slush. We're gonna go around because my chair is right up here. Okay, look at this view. You can't even really see it. I live back there in those houses. Oh, I can't focus in this way. Anyway, there's my chair. Let's walk up here, have a seat. Next question is from DJ Nitka 78, probably saying that wrong. This one says, do you drink alcohol? If not, have you drank before going plant-based? And how did you stop? Yeah, I love when this question comes up because this is one that I never thought I would be answering this way. I grew up in New Orleans, Louisiana, and kind of just grew up partying, which involved drinking, and that continued into my 20s and 30s until I got pregnant at 32. Obviously, I didn't drink the years being pregnant, which was about, you know, I might have had drinks in between being pregnant, but seems like I was pregnant from the age of 32 to 36, so, or 35. And like I said, in between the pregnancies, I might have had a bit of alcohol every now and then, but yeah, I drank prior to this lifestyle I am living right now and forever. So when I first moved over, when I finally put my foot down, when I had gallbladder issues and I said, this is it. I am living the way that I want to live. I'm going to find a way to make it work. This was last December, so it's been a year, yay. And I told myself I was not going to drink alcohol, to just give myself a chance, like get my feet wet and really make this work. Because I think we all know, if you drink alcohol, that when you do consume it, it's a little harder to stick to eating healthier while you're actually drinking it, the day after, you know. And so I told myself I was going to really give myself a chance. That was one thing I was going to stop for 3 months. So as time went on during those 3 months and we started to go out with our friends or to a restaurant. Now, this is before COVID happened. Remember, I started in December, so I had a good 3 months. I was going out and I was abstaining from drinking, and I remember feeling very anxious. I was nervous beforehand. I didn't want to go. I remember I'd want to cancel a lot, but I didn't. And then when we got to where we were going, I was really uncomfortable with myself, the situation. And a lot of you obviously don't know me, but you might be able to gather from the video is I'm a pretty bubbly person, but I do like to have moments of quiet. I think I'm more of an introvert than I am an extrovert, but everyone's always known me as an extrovert because when I go out or when I have gone out, I felt comfortable being loud and crazy, and that made me comfortable. And the way that I really was able to do that was with alcohol. I don't know if this is making any sense, but so when I was going out and meeting up with people, not drinking and not being crazy, I felt very strange just being me. And that really scared me. And I realized, like, I have been relying on alcohol for decades. And I have not really been being me. I've been being this person that everyone kind of expects me to be now, and I wasn't having it. So at that moment, I decided I was going to make this no alcohol thing go a lot longer, and I was going to dig deep and really find the root causes of why I was so uncomfortable with myself, and that's exactly what I did. Let me get up and walk. You know, like I said, when I realized that about myself, I wanted to fix it. And so I started I had to force myself because I wasn't drinking it. But I was forcing myself to confront and be around people with no alcohol. And before I knew it, I started to really love the feeling of just being me and being okay with being me around people. My attitude changed. I was, and I think obviously too, eating a whole foods plant-based diet, having a clearer mind, I was able to just have conversations with people, whereas before, I felt like I needed alcohol to just talk to people and have like a decent conversation about any topic. But eating this way and fueling my body with vitamins and nutrients, my brain was just like on fire, and it still is. So that started getting really addicting, and I started loving just being me. If people didn't like me, see ya, it felt good to really mean that. Because I think, before I used to put on this front like, oh, I don't care if people don't like me, but deep down inside I did. And now, for the first time, it doesn't matter to me. I owe it all to, this way of eating and giving up alcohols. Okay, these are getting, I think the video is getting kind of long, so I'm going to try to speed up my answers here. Okay, next question from Eileen B1. What is your exercise routine? I don't really have a routine. I just make it a point to get out every day and move my body for at least 30 to 45 minutes a day, preferably 45 minutes. And what usually ends up happening is I'm doing it for an hour or two, and that's because I am doing stuff that I love. To lose the weight, I didn't do any type of exercise routine or anything specific. Mostly what you eat and put in your body is going to help you lose weight and get healthy. Now, of course, doing exercise can speed that process along, and we should be doing exercise because that will just make you a healthier version of yourself. There are so many benefits of exercising. The list goes on and on. So we should be moving our bodies every day. But if you find things that you love to do, like me, I love this. I love hiking. It is one of my favorite things to do. And when I, go hike or when I go run, I love to run, I don't tell myself like, okay, I'm gonna go run 5 miles, or I'm gonna hike for 2 hours. I don't put limits. I just put my clothes on, I tie up my shoes or buckle my sandals, and I get out and I go. I get a good playlist or listen. Some people like to listen to podcasts, and I just go and enjoy doing it. And I tell you, more often than not, when I come hiking, I'm out here for an hour and a half to 2 hours, and gosh, it's freaking awesome. Even on cloudy, foggy, gross days, which I wouldn't say this is gross. I love days like this. All right, next question. How often do you drink coffee with stuff in it? This is from Stamp and Spicer. I'm probably getting that wrong. I don't drink coffee. I actually never was a fan of caffeine. It's not something that I do well with. I'm not saying, don't drink it or don't drink coffee. I do know, though, that overloading your adrenal glands with caffeine is not good. So to answer your question, no, I don't drink coffee. It's starting to rain a little bit. Okay, next question is from Annie Ranks. Planning out your food so you don't overeat at night. I don't plan anything, which is I'm about to walk back home and show y'all how I just walk in my pantry and just, I'm gonna go ahead and make this. My tip would be going back to the question about always being hungry. You've got to make sure your meals are being filled with fiber, starches. That is going to not only bulk up your meal. I mean, if you add a ton of broccoli. Sometimes I eat a whole bag of frozen broccoli, which is 100 calories, maybe 110 calories. I'll eat that with a couple little yellow potatoes, and I am stuffed for hours. Beans are great. If you are doing that right now, maybe you're not eating enough. I would dive a little deeper into that. Okay, that was fun. Let's get back. I might actually jog back. I love trail running because we gotta go all the way back there. So right to my pantry. So I just like to look around and see what I feel like eating. And I definitely am feeling crunch. And I do want some rice. So I think I'm just gonna make a taco bowl. So I'm just gonna grab some black beans. I could make some rice, but I love having frozen rice on hand. So I'm just gonna use frozen rice and some veggies. And I have some taco sauce in the refrigerator. So let's make some tacos. It's my leftover taco sauce from the other night. I love these tortillas. I'm just gonna pop these in the oven to make them crispy, so we're gonna be making tostadas. I'm not gonna do corn, but I'm gonna do this tri-pepper blend. Don't mind the popsicles all over. And I think I'm gonna do brown rice, not white rice. Okay, so basically, just before I start cooking this, I just walk in my pantry and just look again and see what I want to eat. Sometimes I'll walk in and I'll see these lentils and I'm like, oh my God, I want to have lentil sloppy joes or lentil marinara with potatoes, I love that. Or pasta, or I'll just be like, you know what? I'm going to make a bag of broccoli and put some of this pad thai on there. It's quick, easy. Or beans. Sometimes I'll come in and I'm like, I'm gonna make my red beans and rice, and I just kind of go from there. But I always have my, main dishes that I love to eat, and I stock up my pantry based off of the dishes that I love to eat, and I never run out. Again, if you haven't seen my video from last week on becoming a pantry chef, I definitely recommend going to check that out. I linked it in the description. It's best, in my opinion, to stick to this lifestyle, to make meals based off of what you have in stock in your pantry versus finding recipes and, having to go to the grocery store and shop that way every single week. So let's make these tacos. See what this guy's eating. I walked in and he had made some delicious, what is this?
This is some ramen.
What's in there?
I just kind of threw it together. Ramen, frozen broccoli, frozen peas, the 365 organic peanut sauce. I just kind of put that in there.
That looks
delicious. And then
delicious.
I just cubed up some tofu.
Maybe I can taste it?
Yeah.
That's really good. I see you're still in your pajamas.
Yeah.
Good for you. This is a BPA-free lining can with no salt added. So I'm gonna use some of this juice in here. I'm gonna strain just a little bit, but then we're gonna pour a lot of the juice in there. So it's not too much, but it's gonna be good. And I just realized I should have probably put the frozen peppers and rice in there first, but whatever, we're just gonna do it this way. It'll work out. So I'm gonna give that a good stir and just kind of let everything defrost. This usually takes literally like 3 to 5 minutes. And then while this is defrosting, I just have my tortillas in the oven. And these are just baking for about 5 minutes at 350 degrees. And then when that is done, these will probably be done. Okay, this looks about done. Maybe next time I won't put so much juice because it's a little watery, but I got a trick. I like to do this anyway, but I'm gonna put in the taco sauce. Now you can use any taco sauce you want. I mean, obviously I recommend an oil-free one, which is what this one is. I just grabbed this one from Whole Foods. So I'm gonna stir that in there. I'm not gonna put any salt on this. I'm gonna wait until after to see if it needs it. You can also do like taco seasoning if you want. I just like sauce better. I'm just gonna take a potato smasher or masher and just mash up my beans. And then this just helps make everything creamier, makes the beans kind of more like a refried bean, although it's not fried. These are ready and out of the oven, so we are gonna serve up some. I'm gonna turn that off. I also have some leftover broccoli from last night, so I'm going to just pop this in the microwave and eat that along with my tacos to just fill me up more. And I could obviously put the broccoli in here, you know. Look at all this food. I definitely don't think I'm gonna be able to eat 3 tacos. I'll probably eat 2 and all the broccoli, but we have to top this with my cheese sauce, right? Put just a little drizzle of salt. And then this liquid gold. If you guys have not tried my cheese sauce, I'm telling you, you're gonna want to. Hold on, I need my other hand to open this up. You know I'm gonna be eating this on camera. That's so good. So easy. It took me minutes. It's full of nutrition, gonna keep me full for a long extended amount of time. Like I said, I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to eat all this, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna put a little broccoli on there. All right, so an easy, healthy pantry meal. I hope this helped you guys. You know, I know a lot of y'all, like I said, wanted to see me actually go in my pantry or my refrigerator and make a meal spur of the moment. So there you go, that's what I did. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. That way I'll do more like this. If you wanna see me, you know, go in my pantry and think about what I wanna make and make it really quick, I would love to do that. This was easy to do. And also, if you're new here, please subscribe to this channel. I release a video every week that has to do with sticking to this lifestyle really easily, getting healthy, and losing any unhealthy body fat that you may be trying to do. So I'm gonna go finish this, and I will see y'all next week. I'm gonna go eat this. People don't know what they're missing.